The first step to successful Google Ads search campaign is keyword research. You go wrong here and your campaign performance is doomed. That's why it is very important to do your keyword research and you can't skip this step. This is why I prepared this detailed video that covers everything you need to know. We will look at how you can extract your keywords from your business, use Keyword Planner, search terms reports, and expand your list with the help of AI. This video is a part of my upcoming course and I did not cut anything out. You are getting the whole thing. Keywords are the bread and butter of your search campaigns. You can't have successful campaigns without selecting the right keywords for your business. To do that, you have to spend some time researching the keywords. Search ads appear when someone searches for specific keywords. That is called a search query. It's a user's question in a way. Each time someone enters something into Google search, they're basically asking Google for help. They might not write it in the form of a question, but it is still a question. While researching keywords, you have to think about your business goals. You don't want just clicks. You want people who buy or sign up or whatever your goal is. So why you need a keyword research? You need to find keywords related to your business. You need to understand what might drive conversions. You don't just bid on any keywords. They have to be aligned with what you have to offer. You also have to create performing campaign structure. By researching keywords, you're laying the foundation for a good campaign structure that helps not only get better results at the start, but is also optimized and scaled easier. Believe it or not, everyone does their homework. By spending more time with research, you have a better chance to get ahead of your competition. Quality is also important, and we will talk about it later. But with a good research and structure, you will start with a higher quality score. I created a simple Google Sheet to guide you through keyword research and creating a structure. You can download it below the video. The first step is your website, product, or service. No matter what you have on that website, it is something you want the user to get, right? Since you know your business better, it's always the best place to start. Even Google does not know more about the business than you do. Keep that in mind. Let's take a local gym, for example. We need to find keywords that people would search for. You can ask a business owner, and if you're the business owner, how would you search for your gym on Google? The goal here is to list keywords that reflect what you have to offer. You don't have to list all the keywords, and you don't have to be right at the start. Remember, it is always better to have less keywords, but highly relatable to your business than more vague ones. So with the gym, you most likely might have something like gym near me, gym price, gym in the city or neighborhood or street, affordable gym, cheap gym, gym with something like TRX or specific classes like yoga or meditation. You might not want to have a keyword like cheap gym because it's associated with, cheap product. But the goal is to start listing keywords that you think the best reflect what you have to offer. So what I would do is probably I would concentrate on keywords like gym near me and gym in the specific area. I think that since it's a local gym, I would have more success with people around my area. I can highlight that in the ad as well. It becomes a benefit. Don't worry about getting all the keywords. This is just a start, and we'll add more keywords with additional research methods. So you pick the ones that align with your business and service and ignore the rest for now. Same thing with if you have a specific product like iPhone cases, you can list different iPhone cases that you have. It's either iPhone 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever. If you have these products on your website, you can list these as keywords. If you don't have cases for iPhone 12, obviously this is not your most specific, most relatable keyword because you don't have anything to offer to the user. This is the key thing to remember. You have to list the keywords, or you have to pick the keywords that only reflect what you have to offer. If someone searches for iPhone 12 case and clicks on your ad and goes to your website and doesn't find that product, well, you just wasted a click. User will not buy a different case just because you have them. They search for something very specific, and that is what they wanted to find on your website. So be specific and focus only on the things, the products, the services, whatever that you actually have right now to offer, rather than something you may have or you had. This is a great way to waste budget and basically end up with campaigns that don't convert. If you are using my template I provided earlier, you can just copy paste the keywords right here where it says your business. We'll get the search volume later. We'll also move on to the different tools like Keyword Planner, AI, competitor research, and so on and so forth to fill out this table along with search volume for each keyword. So list as many keywords as you can right here, and then we'll move on to the Keyword Planner. Keyword Planner is your go-to source for new keywords. It allows you to check how many people search for your keywords and find additional keywords you might have missed but would like to bid on. You can find the Keyword Planner in your account. Just go to Tools and click on Keyword Planner. You'll have two options. The first one is to discover new keywords, and the second option is to get the search volumes. When you have keywords, then you can choose this option, enter your keywords, and it will show you the search volume of your keywords. Now, since we're discovering new keywords, we need this option. We'll start with the keywords that we had before. Let's imagine we have a gym in some city. So we can use all the keywords, or you can use one. It doesn't really matter at this point. If you use more keywords, you just have more suggestions from Google. Let's use all the keywords right here. The first one you can copy the keywords here, and you have to make sure you have selected language. So in this case, it's English language and your area. Now, obviously, you wouldn't do the whole country because the gym it's one place, right? It can be in several cities. Unless it's in every city, in every major city in your country, then maybe you can choose the whole country. Otherwise, you'll probably focus on a city. Let's choose LA, for example. That's a city. Let's use that. Let's remove Germany. So we have Los Angeles right here, and we'll click Save. So they have keywords, and we press Get Results. We don't need that. So at the beginning, you see the keywords that you have entered right here. It'll show you the average monthly searches, the change, the competition, and top of page bid, low and high range. So the first column, so the average monthly searches shows you how many searches on average this keyword has a month. Now, as you can see, the small graph shows how many keyword searches there are each month. So you can see seasonality here. For example, we see here that somewhere before the summer, the searches increase because, well, I guess people want to have their summer body. Then we see 3-month change, and we see year-over-year change. This is a good indication just to check if the keywords or the searches for specific keywords are dropping or they're increasing. So for these keywords, for most part, nothing happens within a year, which means that they most likely are searched equally with a little bit of seasonality, which also makes sense. But this keyword here, we have a huge spike in the summer, and we also see a year-over-year change as well in that particular area that we selected. Now, competition is low, medium, high. It's not a lot of information, but it kind of gives you a direction of how competitive the keyword might be. If you have low, like here, which is good, which means that you may not be paying a lot for clicks, and you can see the click cost right here. Now, this shows low range and high range. It's up to you to choose which one. If you want to be more conservative, you can choose the high range, or you can use the middle. Let's say add those two together and divide by 2. It depends on what you want to do, and if you're presenting the numbers, like if you don't want to overpromise, you can say that that someone can expect the cost per click of about this price. Now, if it will be lower, it's something good for you, right? I mean, then you're doing a good job, and the client will be happy because you said that the clicks will cost around $6 and it's less, so it's good for you, right? But sometimes you need to take these numbers just to be on a safer side when calculating ROI or profits or the budget you would require for those keywords. So you see this keyword search. Obviously, gym near me has a lot of searches, which is the most popular keyword. And then below, you'll have keyword ideas. This is the place that we want. Again, the same statistics here. We have the change, the competition, and the cost per click. We need to find more keywords, based on these. At the same time, we might find keywords that we don't want to advertise on, we want to eliminate. So all you have to do is just go through the keywords. There'll be a lot of them, but you don't have to go through all of them because, as you can see, some keywords will have a lot of searches. Some people will have, low searches. So you might ignore those. It depends on the niche and the product or service. So you might tend to focus on the keywords that have more than 1,000 average monthly impressions. You can also add a filter if you want to remove the keywords. For example, we can have average monthly searches that are more than 1,000, and we'll have a lot less keywords. So we can focus only on those. Now, in general, the search volume only indicates how much you might spend. That depends on click-through rate, but in general, the more searches they have, the more budget you can allocate, the more you spend. With lower search volume keywords, for example, we selected here about 1,000. If you select keywords that have 100, 200 impressions, that's not bad. Most likely they're specific keywords, and it could be a good idea to focus on them as well, because each search can be a click, a potential click, and any potential click can be a potential customer. But we can focus on these, and we just go through all the keywords, just checking if it makes sense to add, Planet Fitness near me. And this is the brand keyword. We might ignore this. Boxing classes. If you do have boxing classes in your gym, this might be something interesting to sort of bid as well, because people searching boxing classes, they find your gym and they might join as well. Workout classes. This is a better one because that's in this area. So we might use this keyword. Fitness near me. Again, boxing, and then we have Equinox membership. It's a brand, I assume. Then we have 24-hour fitness near me. Now, this is an interesting keyword because this is also a benefit. Not all gyms are open, 24 hours per 7, and it actually has a quite large search volume. So this is something you can think about. Maybe you don't have 24/7 open gym, but maybe you could have that as a benefit and bid on that keyword. If not, I would probably remove that keyword or add as negative. Negative keywords is something we're gonna talk a bit later. But you go through all the keywords and pick the ones that are directly related. Okay, this depends on your budget. You have large budget, most likely you might be one to bid on as many as possible. Now with lower budget, you want to stick with those keywords that actually directly relate to what you have to offer. So first of all, that reflects the keywords. And you have gym near me, gym in LA, low price gym or cheap gym or whatever. So you focus on those keywords. So you have gym and fitness near me. That's a good keyword. This might be good if it's not far away from Culver City. This is the same. This is the area. You might be focused if it's not far away as well. And then you go through all the keywords and just pick the ones you like to add to your list. Now, you don't have to bid on them. You can just add them in the list and then decide if you want to bid on them later. So you have to do is just select the keywords, right? So you don't have to copy one, just selecting randomly keywords, but you can do this. And then once selected, you can just press copy here and add them to your plan right here. So this is easy to keep track. So you have the keywords you wrote down, looking at your business, at your product, at your service. You may have more keywords. You may have keywords that you found in the keyword planner as well. So you don't have to add the same ones here, just add new keywords. You don't have to repeat them because it'd be just harder later to sort of go through them. So imagine this, this is the keywords we chose to bid on. We have the pool, crunch fitness, goals, let's say remove those, equinox, we don't have boxing, right, and planet fitness not good. So we have these keywords that we see, that we deem good for our business. So we'll stick with those keywords, right? It could be 2 keywords, it could be, 200, doesn't matter at this point. We have this, you can also have search volume right here. You can add search volume later, you can add it now. It doesn't matter at this point because if you selected keywords from Keyword Planner, you already saw their search volume. So you'll not be adding the keywords that don't have any searches or, a low volume search keywords that barely have any searches and most likely will not have any clicks, so you don't have to add them. Now with your keywords, you've also seen your search volume. Now, as we selected, now these are the keywords, right? Keywords you provided. So since we selected the filter of having more than 1,000 searches, then none of the keywords are shown. So let's remove the filter. So these are the keywords that you picked looking at your business. And you see that some of them have, or most of them, except this one has a low search volume, a lower than 1,000. Now, a filter is up to you. For me, I focus on the keywords first. The only filter I use is that if the keyword has 0 searches or maybe lower than, let's say, 30, 50, again, depending on the budget, that depends on the clients and the business. I tend to keep them because, as I said, each search is a possible impression, each possible impression is a possible click, and each possible click is a possible conversion. So you look at these keywords. Sometimes you might have written keywords that don't have searches, so you don't have to include them in the list. So what might happen, you might just remove some of the keywords, and then only 3 are left. You can copy paste search volume here as well if you want to, but this is optional because, as I said, you're looking at the keyword planner and you know that the keywords you copied here have some search volume, and these are the keywords you want to focus. Now, you can also have just one keyword. For example, let's leave gym with pool. I haven't noticed anything here under recommended keywords and the keyword idea. So we have 110 searches in general. And then we have different variations. We have gym with pools near me. So this is a good keyword as well because it has this near me additional phrase. Sauna might be a good idea if you had, maybe you haven't thought about it. With swimming pool, this is also a good keyword if the pool is large enough to swim in. So you see those are the keywords just based on the gym with a pool. So then you can go through the keywords as well. And you can see here you have low search volume here keywords. You might ignore them at the start and then come back to them later if for some reason you find you still have budget and you need more keywords. Gym with jacuzzi, you might have that as well. If you have a pool, you may have a jacuzzi. If not, then obviously you need to ignore that. So this is a simple and probably the best place to look for keywords because it shows you volume, it shows you seasonality when the keywords drop, search volume, and when it goes up. So you can prepare your marketing. For example, if we look at this keyword, we immediately see that it spikes in the start of the summer and then it more or less is equal throughout the year. So you can decide either to not advertise in the summer, so don't change anything, don't increase the bids and the budgets because the competition probably will increase as well with the spike, or you can prepare for it and just take advantage of it and increase your bids, increase your your budget and take that uptick and take the people who search for a specific product, service, or whatever during that time. So it's holiday season, the same thing. Any other keywords that depend on holidays and seasons, they're the same thing. So you either compete with the rest of the advertisers and increase the budget, or you just leave it alone and keep it as it is for the whole year. One thing you need to remember that the keyword tool here shows these numbers only when you spend a little bit. Now the spend is I think a couple of dollars, but Google limits monthly searches numbers, and if you have a new account, you will see ranges like from 0 to 10, or from like a 0, I think it's from 0 to 100 searches, from 100 to 500. So you'll see ranges, which is not exactly accurate, but as soon as you have some campaigns running, you'll see more exact monthly searches. So this is a filter by Google introduced years ago. If your account is new, the only way to see exact numbers is to launch a campaign and spend it. If you don't have that, like if you don't have any campaigns and you don't just want to launch a campaign right off the bat, the ranges are fine. It's harder to detect keywords from 0 to 100 searches, so these ones will be piled under one range. It's fine. You can still add them to your list. You can still bid on them, and then you'll see if they have enough search volume, how people click on them, and if they convert. So the search volume is fine. I mean, if no one's searching for that keyword, there's no impression and there's no click and you don't pay. So the only thing you sort of sacrifice is the work you've done adding them to structure and creating ads for them. But I think it's worthwhile. Another thing, the bid prices. Don't get too attached to them, because this is just sort of the averages, right? They might be a lot higher. Now it says high range, but it doesn't mean that this is the highest amount you would pay. Once you start advertising, you'll be other advertisers, your competition, and they're also bidding. So as soon as more people start bidding on keywords, it's still an auction. The prices increase slowly. At the same time, you want to get maybe more impressions, be in a higher position, and a bunch of other factors, which will mean that you might be paying more than this. This is not the maximum amount, or this is not a minimum amount. It always depends on your performance as well. So your good structure, your ads, your click-through rates, your quality score, a lot of factors still impact how much you will pay at the end of the day. So don't get attached too much. It's just for you to understand, okay, so for example, if we take this keyword right here, it says $1 to 3.5. Now what it would tell me is probably I can expect to pay $2, $3, $2, $4 maybe dollars per click. I don't expect it to be lower than that, especially when your account is new and at the beginning, because you have quality score calculated, takes some time, and so on and so forth. So I'll usually take the more conservative, which is the higher range. So if I'm freelancing, I'm working with a client or a business, I would say, based on all the keywords, I would expect to pay around $3, maybe $4, maybe $5 per click, and I expect to get this amount of clicks, which means your budget has to be in the thousands, for example. At the same time, if you have $100 a month, well, you can also take the high range and then calculate that you'll probably get 30 clicks per month with that amount. But you can also see that as soon as you enter the keywords here, one or several, you'll get these recommendations from Google. Now, these are just that, recommendations. You don't have to add them. Sometimes you will see some keywords that you haven't thought about. They probably will be here as well on the list, but sometimes you just want to add them from here. Just have a glance and see if there's something worth adding to your list. So once you're happy with the keywords you selected from Keyword Planner, you can add them here. Now, one thing is to base the keyword on your initial find. The other thing is also look out for what else people search, because the keyword ideas provided in the keyword tool are based on what else people search or how they search. Now, obviously, if you're just starting out Google Ads, it might be confusing, but it's not necessarily the keywords you provide have searches, and not necessarily people search like that because you just looked at your website, right? So, for example, you have workout classes near me. Workout classes is somewhat the same as gym. I mean, if you don't have classes, then it's not a good fit. But if you do, this is something you need to focus on as well. Now, fitness. Fitness is another keyword. It's gym or fitness club or fitness. It's the set of keywords that you also might look at it, because as we saw, it's not a lot of searches based on these keywords, but a lot more on fitness and gyms with something. So this is where you need to see if there are keywords you need to expand on. And that's why we have this column. And that's why we check in the keyword planner. Yes, you can use AI to help you with your keyword research. In fact, you have to use it. It's a new source and might add insights you would have never considered. It was great if you have already a list, the one we started with, right? But you can try starting with AI first and then use other ways. It's up to you. The goal is to have a complete list of keywords that can bring your traffic and sales. Let's use ChatGPT and the keywords we already have about the gym. We must submit a prompt for AI so it knows what we want and how to present the keywords. Here's what you can start with. It's a simple prompt, right? You are the best Google Ads expert and you need to develop keyword ideas based on the keywords I already have. The keywords are from the gym I own, which is located in the Manhattan area of New York. The keywords I have are divided into 3 categories. Gym near me, gym in the city neighborhood, fitness near me. Well, you get the point, right? So I need to expand the list for each category with at least 50 keywords. You can exclude any keywords related to classes or personal training. Now you can adopt the prompt as you wish. So this is what it offered me. Now I will not add all the keywords because there were 3 categories, so these are 2 categories. But you can see a lot of keywords that you might not thought of before. You might not seen them in the keyword tool or might not notice them. Now this does not mean that these keywords have any searches. What we can do is we can check those keywords in the keyword tool. You won't be able to paste all 20, 50 keywords because there's a limit of 10 keywords only. We can take those keywords from the list that AI proposed, and enter them into the keyword tool. Remember, you can only enter 10 keywords at a time, so you'll have to work in a batch of 10 keywords, but it's fine. When you click on get results, you'll get some searches. Now, as you can see, most of these don't have a lot of search volume. We can only consider fitness center near me or fitness gym near me. Those are the 2 keywords that have search volume. This one has lower, this one has higher. But this is something you can add back to the list if you think that these are the keywords that you might consider bidding on. This way you walk through all the keywords, check if they have search volume, because not all keywords that AI suggested will have enough search volume, so you don't need them in your account. Once you checked all the keywords, add them here. Again, you can add the search volume next to each keyword as well. But as I said before, this is optional because you checked them already in the keyword tool. And if you selected to add them here, which means they have enough search volume for you to try and bid on them. Just make sure you don't have any keywords that have 0 volume because, well, there's no point of having them in the account. And now we have 3 columns filled with the keyword. Remember one thing, if the keywords from here are similar or the same with keywords in the keyword planner or the keywords that you enter yourself, remove them. We don't need duplicate keywords in these columns, just the distinct keywords that you can consider bidding on. Since keywords have been a part of SEO and Google Ads strategy for a long time, of course, there are tools to help you with keyword research. You can analyze your competitors and check if there are keywords you can ethically steal. There are a lot of tools that help you with this. Some of them focus more on SEO, but in the keyword research phase, this doesn't matter. As long as you get the keywords that might work for you, that's fine. Some of the tools I used in the past are these. Most of them are paid, but they do have a free trial or allow you some limited access, like spyfu.com, for example. Let's use it and check what information we can get out of that tool. When you have one of the tools, you need a competitor. For this purpose, I just chose something that we all might know. It's gymshark.com. You have to choose the country as well before doing that, so not all countries are available, so have that in mind. Also, the competitor has to be big enough and has to be on Google Ads as well, because otherwise you will not get any information from it at all. So this is a limited version. This is a free access. You don't have to sign up to use that, so you can just try it even right now. For a paid version, you'll get access to a lot more data, but even here we see a bunch of information that might help us. Obviously, as I said, this tool is also used for SEO as well, but we need the paid keywords. So one of the things you might notice at the beginning is competition. This is something that you might find interesting because if you have never run Google Ads accounts, you will not know who is bidding on your keywords. Now, of course, you might Google your keywords or your products and see what kind of companies run ads, but this tool is also can give you information on what kind of competitors there are. For example, here we see these websites, these brands also bidding on similar keywords that relate to Gymshark. So you can check them out, you can see the landing pages, you can also check each separately as we did with with Gymshark. What we need to find is paid traffic, and we click here on PPC research, and now we're just looking at paid keyword. Now, I would take any number any of the tools provide with a grain of salt because they are not getting this directly from the competitor, obviously. So they have their own technology, their own ways to scrape the internet, scrape information, and sort of combine everything into one report. But it doesn't matter at this point because you're researching keywords. Now it shows that they have about 1,400 paid keywords, estimated monthly clicks, and the budget, which I'm sure is a bit off. I don't think they spend only 7,000 on ads. But hey, we need to scroll down and see what kind of keywords they bid on. Obviously, a lot of at the beginning will be all the brand names as well, Gymshark sale, leggings, student discount, and so on and so forth. So we can skip that. Now, we can't access all the keywords in the free version, but if you pay it, you'll have a huge list of keywords they're bidding on. Again, this is the information they have, but it's not necessarily means that you need to bid on those keywords as well. So this is just additional source of getting the keywords you've skipped with Keyword Tool and AI and any other sources, just to see if there's anything else you might be bid on and if the competitor is bidding as well. You can also see some ads they are showing for some of the keywords. For example, here we see some histories, workout clothes. They're bidding on that as well. And this is the ad they're showing. There are a couple of more ads you can see, and you can learn, how they create the ads. And sometimes it's useful just to see what kind of ads they do and what kind of text they choose and how they structure the ad. At the same time, additionally, you can also Google. It's a good exercise to do. You just basically go in and start Googling your keywords, Googling the keywords they already have in the spreadsheets as well. Just spend a couple hours Googling and see how many competitors there are, what kind of ads they show. It's really good to understand what you're up against. So these tools are, recommending you keywords as well. You might find something that is not maybe worth bidding on. So these all are free recommendations, but as I said, this is a limited data and you'll need a paid account. So the prices are not that high, considering that you're not going to be using that all year. So if we check the basic plan, which gives you a lot of data, it's only $39 a month. And upon finishing your research, which obviously you won't do every month, well, unless you're freelancing, then maybe. But if you work for the company or for your own business, you most likely do the keyword research once, and you can just pay for the plan for 1 month and then cancel it afterwards because you will not find it useful afterwards. So you can use the tool to get additional list of keywords. You can check on how they're performing, and again, you should take any number with a grain of salt. Search terms report can be found in your account and only works if you have traffic. So if you're just starting out, you can skip this part. Otherwise, keep watching. The search term report shows all the keywords exactly how people entered them when your ad showed up. As you know, your ad might show up when user search matches your keywords, but that match does not have to be exact. For example, if you have the keyword as a phrase match, gym near me, your ad might be shown for the search fitness near me. In your account, you will see data next to your original keyword that you have in your account, but you get insights into other terms, other keywords that match the ad. And this is where you use the search term report. All you have to do is go to your keywords, campaign ad group keywords, select the keyword and click on searched term report right here. It will appear. As you can see, even though I am bidding on the keyword AI ads as a phrase match, in my ad group, I get traffic from other related keywords as well. And the more traffic you have, the bigger this list will be. So I would recommend going through the list and see what keywords there are. Pick the keywords that show potential, but maybe you're not bidding on them. You can see all the data near it. You can add additional columns and you can compare them. Do some keywords have better CTR or better conversion rates? Should I add them or should I exclude them? In general, you can select the keywords you want to add to your ad group and just add as keywords. You can also exclude those keywords and add them as a negative keyword, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, if you do find keywords that you want to bid on, as I said, you can add them to the same ad group, but you can also just add them to the list and just run the whole list through Keyword Planner and see if there are additional keywords that be suggested for you that could be added to the whole list, to your campaign or to your ad group. Just looking at these keywords, I see that I may exclude some of them because maybe I don't want the word free in it, because this sort of says that people would want to use the service for free, the service or the product for free, and they most likely will not either be able to pay or they will not want to pay. So this is something you can exclude immediately. Now, looking at all these keywords, it might give you a totally different perspective on how people search for it. And once you find the keywords you would like to bid on, take that list and run it through Keyword Planner to give even more insights into related terms. You may find additional keywords that your competitors aren't bidding, and you can add them to our table right here to complete the whole keyword research. Now, obviously, you don't have to do that, and once you have campaigns running, you don't have to add the keywords into the table each time. You can have, in a separate spreadsheet or just add them within the account. This table is just for learning purposes. Now, if you're creating a new campaign where you have more keywords, even though you have running campaigns, but maybe you're creating a campaign for a new product or service, then you may go still through the same setup. You can go through your business, keyword planner, AI, competitor research, and search term report if you have already traffic. Otherwise, as I mentioned, the search term report will not work. So once you have those keywords, add them to the list or add them immediately to your account. The search term tool is a great tool you'll be using a lot when you start working with keywords, because it's just a treasure trove of new keywords to be eliminated, and in general to understand how the whole search works. So we'll talk about in the optimization part of the course, but we'll definitely get back to it. Now I will show you how you can get quickly search volume for keywords that you have in this table. You can do this after each stage as we talked about it, or you can do it later. It's up to you. But remember that if your account is new, you don't have any spend on it, then you will see ranges for search volume. Now select the keywords you want to get the search volume and go to a keyword planner. Then select Get Search Volume, paste all your keywords, get started. Don't forget to change the area or languages. In this case, this is Los Angeles, and we see some of the search volume. Now, just click here and download Planned Historical Metrics as CSV or Google Sheets, up to you. Now open the sheet that you have just downloaded. You see a lot of metrics. These are monthly search volume for each of the keyword. We need the first column. This is what we have, and we can just delete this. We don't need it. All we need is search volumes. This is average monthly searches. These are your keywords. All I need is this information, and just copy paste right here, values only. And now I have my keyword, and now I also have search volume. So you can do this for the keywords from the keyword planner, for the keywords that you thought of just looking at your business or your products, same for a competitor or search term report. So now you have the table full of keywords and the search volume next to them. Now you're ready to do proper keyword research. If you liked the video, please let me know by commenting or subscribing. Pleasure having you here. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.